the ushers on the seating arrangements. It's moments, a moment where we get to bond and we get to break the ice and bond. So please let us work with the ushers on the seating arrangements. Asanteni. Well, it is our fervent hope that the program will be wonderful and awesome. But once again, kindly please, we implore you to cooperate with the ushers on the seating arrangements. We all have to understand that this is a very, very huge gathering, and we believe we have people who are first among equals. So kindly please cooperate with the ushers on the seating arrangements. Asanteni. sana, karibuni. Karibuni sana, most welcome. Karibuni sana viongozi wetu mbalimbali ambao wanashikilia nyadhifa mbalimbali. Karibuni sana, most welcome. Karibuni sana. Karibuni sana, most welcome. Karibu sana spika wetu wa bunge la 13. Karibu sana. Karibuni sana, karibuni sana. Karibuni sana. Okay, now we can kindly take our seats. We can kindly take our seats. I know some people here haven't met for a while, but we're also running a bit late. We can take our seats. Hello, once again, kindly please, let us take our seats. Let us take our seats. The camera guys, kindly please now let us take our seats. We are about to start this beautiful gala dinner. Kindly please, let us take our seats. Asanteni sana kwa kufika hapa. Karibuni Wajer. And please kindly camera guys, can you just take a central position please? Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third oldest town in Kenya. But first things first, I kindly ask all of you to raise for the national anthem. And please, you will remain standing until the East African anthem ends.
Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you very much. You can now take your seats. Once again, welcome to Wajir. And I believe we Kenyans are a praying nation. So we are going to start this awesome event with a word of prayer that will be brought to us by Sheikh Aden Yunis, Chairman SUPKEM Wajir. Sheikh Aden Yunis, tafadhali tunakuomba ufike huku.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. اللهم يا رب، اللهم أحفظ وبارك وأحرس بلدنا كينيا من كل سوء ومكروه يا رب العالمين. اللهم بارك وأحفظ وأحرس قادتنا من كل سوء ومكروه وولاة أمرنا وارشدهم بما فيه صلاح الأمة والعباد آمين. tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala alinde, ahifadhi na abariki nchi yetu Kenya. Tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala abariki, alinde, ahifadhi viongozi wetu, ikiongozwa Spika wa Bunge Dr. Moses Wetangula, ili wale wako wale wasikue, ili wafanye kazi wananchi wetu kwa njia ya haki na sawa. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Barakallahu fikum.
Barakallahu fikum. And Sheikh Aden Yunis, jazakallah. Mungu akubariki, asante sana. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third oldest town in this country. This town was started in 1912. Kwa hivyo hapa tuko kwenye mji ambao sisi wa Somali tunasema ni mji kadimi. But in order to appreciate whatever that has brought us here, kindly please digest the next video on the screen.
Journey to the heart of Kenya's pastoralist regions, where resilience meets heritage. From the vast landscapes of Wajir to the vibrant cultures of pastoralists across Kenya and the region, join us for the 4th Pastoralist Leadership Summit in Wajir.
I want to take this opportunity to welcome all invited guests, regional leaders, and all Kenyans of all walks of life to the Pastoral Leadership Summit to be held in Wajir on the 8th, 9th, and 10th of December.
This just theme is unlocking policies and financial bottlenecks and maximize on the potentials of the pastoral communities and areas.
It will bring the players in the industry and the national government, so it will influence policies and programs regarding the livestock sector.
We'll be looking at some of the strides that we have made so far as pastoralists in terms of whether women have the space now, whether the young people have the space for their voice to be heard.
There's a lot to see, and there's a lot pastoralists are going to offer to the Republic of Kenya.
The 4th PLS 2024 is more than a conversation. It's a platform to drive actionable change and unlock the untapped potential of Kenya's pastoralist regions. Journey to the heart of Kenya's pastoralist regions.
Well, that was a very, very beautiful footage, I would say, and awesome production. Well, my name is Abdi Ahmed. I am a media personality within the Somali circles. I think I've had interviews with most politicians from the region, and I'll try my best not to be a boring MC. Now, first things first, I wish to recognize amongst us the presence of the Right Honorable Speaker, Moses Wetangula, the Speaker of the 13th Parliament, and equally the host governor, His Excellency, FCP Ahmed Abdullahi Mohammed Jir, EGH, who also doubles up as the chairman of Council of Governors. We have the chairman, FCDC, who is also the Marsabit Governor, Mahmoud Ali. By the way, he leads the largest county in this country, double the size of Rwanda. And also we have His Excellency Isa Timami, Governor of Lamu. We also have His Excellency Nadif Jama, Governor of Garissa. And also we have His Excellency Mohammed Adan Khalif, Governor of Mandera. Equally in our midst is the patron, Pastoralist Parliamentary Group, Honorable Colonel, retired Ali Raso Dido. We also have the PPG chairman, retired Major Bashir, who is also the MP for Mandera North. Also we have the host MP, Adan Daoud, the host Senator, Abbas Sheikh Mohammed, without forgetting the women rep, Fatuma Abdi Jeho. But equally, we are on the grounds of Wajir High School. I really wish to recognize the presence of a very wonderful lady, Madam Rahma Hassan, ambaye amekuwa ni mwenyeji wetu mzuri sana. Madam Rahma, if you are around, can you just stand and say jambo to the crowd? Okay, thank you very much. She's there. Asante sana kwa kutualika vizuri. Now, I think I kept repeating, saying that Wajir is the oldest, one of the oldest towns in this country. Well, it is the third. The first one is Malindi, na ya pili ni mji wa kale Mombasa, 1912. And the centennial celebrations of Wajir, they were held in 2012. So by then, Wajir was 100 years old. And I believe something great is also happening for Wajir town and equally Wajir County. Very soon, on the 15th of December, we are going to celebrate the inaugural alumni assembly of the oldest school in Northeastern, that is Wajir High School. I would say that almost 90% of the who is who from this region, both dead and alive, are from Wajir High School. Kwa hivyo, kabla hatujaendelea zaidi ya hapo, tunataka kidogo tupate entertainment. Ningependa Wajir Danto dancers. Wajir Danto dancers, please, the floor is yours. Wajir Danto dancers. Okay, as we await the Wajir Danto dancers to come and join us, ningependa pia kutambua uwepo wa DGs, DG wa Wajir, okay, please, kindly please, Danto, Wajir Danto dancers be ready. Wajir Danto dancers be ready, please. Okay, as we also await the Danso dancers to come, welcome to Wajir town, and by extension Wajir County. Honorable Speaker Moses Wetangula, I know you have a thing for Somali words. I will never forget the word you once said in Parliament when you are the top diplomat of this country. Isdeji, Isdeji. Now, Isdeji, feel free at home. But again, Mheshimiwa, you are in a town whereby one of the communities has the longest and the deepest greetings amongst the Somali community. So, one other thing that I would tell you is, when you go back, whenever you see somebody, especially from Wajir, just tell him, Arwalu Iwarhan. Can you repeat that? Arwalu Iwarhan. Now, coming up next are the Wajir Danto dancers. Please come in. Yahya. Well, the leaders, you can join them. You can join them, have some vibe. Wow, that's good.
adeeray biilaaday anigoo basan baasiyo boholyow igu raago baxsan ciideenna hooyo arageedu busayla meladkeenna wajeer iyo waa galaay iyo booqday ceel nuur iyo biyo madow ombute iyo gaadhay buurta korindulo canolanka baristo habaas weyn iyo log boqol oo markaan bilicdiisa iyo bidhaantiisa dhulkeenna arkay baanka bogsooday bushiga iyo xanuunka Wajia County. Hello, ya bahar adeh, awa kola habaho.
Yes, there goes Major Dego, the MP for Garissa Town. And also Umi Bashir, our very own peers. Wow. Yes, hapo sawa sawa.
Iyo ila hapo te abas wimbo hoklo arbajiyo hobahdi.
Mheshimiwa Speaker is stage.
Iyo ila hapo te abas wimbo hoklo arbajiyo hobahdi maridiya hagiriftu. Hoy barwa o kagu bada. Para hodanai wajere hey baliyo faslaga hijab hoy barwa o abu bada radio para hodanai wajere hey baliyo faslaga hijab.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Santeni sana, Wajia Danto dancers. Now, coming up next, we have a poem by Wajia Girls Secondary School. We have a poem by Wajia Girls Secondary School. Alafu kidogo, Waswahili wao wanasema ulimi hauna mfupa, niliteleza kidogo. Ni His Excellency FCPA Ahmed Abdullahi Mohamed Jir, EGH, and also chairman of the Council of Governors. Wajia Girls Secondary School, as we await Wajia Girls Secondary School, it is also very beautiful to note that the name Wajia really lives to the occasion, because Wajia is a Borana word meaning coming together. And indeed, people have come together. So, Muhammad Ali Yoya, Wajia is in Kiborana. Okay, Wajia Girls Secondary School, please. As we also await Wajir Girls Secondary School, I wish to recognize the presence of Permanent Secretary Kelo, Harsama Asal, Abdi Dubad, East Africa, Ibrahim Madei, Sports, and equally a daughter of the soil from here, Wajir Umi Bashir, Culture. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm told, okay, we will skip Wajir Girls. Now, we also have quite a number of deputy governors here. We have quite a number of members of parliament. Now, I wish to bring it to your attention that we had earlier agreed that deputy governors will be identified and appreciated by the host deputy governor, and the same is going to apply to the MPs through the host MP. But first things first, I wish to welcome the regional coordinator, John Otieno, to give the welcoming remarks. Karibu sana, John Otieno. Makofi kwa regional coordinator.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony. Our guest today, the Speaker of National Assembly, the Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, His Excellency, the Governor of Wajir County, who is also the Chairman of the Council of Governors, Honorable Senators present, Principal Secretaries from different ministries present today, Honorable Members of Parliament and distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I want to start by introducing myself properly. I'm John Otieno, the Regional Commissioner, not Regional Coordinator. We have so many regional coordinators representing different state departments, but only one regional commissioner in Northeastern region. Chief guest of honor, sir, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome you and all the distinguished delegates to Wajir County in particular, and Northeastern region in general. I want to assure you and the delegates of a safe stay throughout the 3 days that they will be in Wajir County, and particularly in Wajir Town. As you are aware, ladies and gentlemen, Northeastern region, which is approximately 127,358 square kilometers, has 3 counties and 18 constituencies, and the entire pastoralist region has a lot of untapped potential and unique challenges. The pastoralist region in general has a lot of investment opportunities that includes agriculture, livestock, fisheries, trade, infrastructure, renewable energy, manufacturing, mining, and tourism, just but to mention a few. On the same breath, these regions faces unique challenges that include, but not limited to, perennial drought, flooding, intercommunal conflicts, and security. Ladies and gentlemen, I am aware that the Pastoralist Leadership Summit is therefore, in this regard, a critical platform for unlocking these potentials and addressing these challenges. I am aware, guest of honor, sir, that the leaders are committed to addressing the unique challenges that I've alluded to their area. To this end, therefore, the first conference, which was held in 2015 in Narok, focused on ending intercommunal conflicts and accelerating development in the pastoralist areas, while the third conference that was held in Garissa in 2019 focused on fostering peace and security and enhancing socio-economic development in pastoralist areas. Ladies and gentlemen, chief guest, as I conclude, I want to state without any fear of contradiction that we in the security sector have worked very closely with the leaders in this region to address the security challenges while leveraging on the support and goodwill of the local community. And I want to make an undertaking that we will continue working together with all the leaders and the members of this community to make sure that this region is secure, this region attains the heights of development that is desired. Finally, our guest, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you successful deliberations and a peaceful stay in Wajir for the next 3 days. Thank you very much. Welcome. Feel at home. Asanteni sana na Mungu abariki.
Well, thank you very much, the Regional Commissioner, John Otieno. Okay, thank you very much. As we continue with our program, which is very awesome, I wish now to call upon the host member of Parliament, Adan Dawood. Adan Dawood, welcome. I don't know, is it Wajir or Wajer? Because I find Wajer is more local, Wajir is anglicized. Sema Kiingereza kubwa kubwa.
Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest, the Right Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula, the Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of Kenya. All other guests who have come to Wajir. I am surprised that I am being called to welcome people after so many people have talked. So, it may be late, but please welcome. Welcome to Wajir Town. Welcome to Wajir County. This function, let me correct it a bit. It is called Pastoralist Leadership Summit. It is a function of 3 groups. The Pastoralist Parliamentary Group, led by their patron, Kadal Raso and Major Bashir, which I am a member of, and many of my fellow MPs are members. There is also the FCDC, the Frontier Counties Development Corporation, which brings about 10 counties of northern Kenya, led by His Excellency Mahmoud Ali of Marsabit, and 5 other pastoralist counties that are neither members of PPG nor FCDC. So these 3 groups are what form the Pastoralist Leadership Summit. As a member of Parliament for Wajir East, and as hosting you in this town, I feel particularly proud that all these people have come to Wajir town to partake in this summit and to exchange ideas. This summit is not about a dinner. This summit is not about us having informal meetings. We hope that at the end of the 3 days, we will have concrete outcomes. So as we have a dinner tonight hosted in honor of our speaker, I want to urge you that we take part in the forums that will come tomorrow and the next day and come up with solutions that are to the problems bedeviling our region. With those many remarks, I say again, tafadhalini karibu sana. Feel free, feel safe. You have heard our regional commissioner telling you that the region is safe, the town is safe. And bring your A game tomorrow and the next day. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Adan Daud. Well, as he clearly and rightly put it, this is a pastoralist leadership summit. And when you talk about pastoralists, we are talking about like 15 counties. And I can see we have people all the way from Narok, Kajiado, Turkana, Samburu, you name it. So it is a big thing. And coming up next is the chairman of the Parliamentary Pastoralist Group, who is also the member of parliament for Mandera North. Karibu sana. Karibu sana, Major Bashir. Most welcome.
Thank you very much. The Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Moses Wetangula, Chairman, Council of Governors, Governors present, Members of Parliament, PSS present, Speakers of the various county assemblies, Commissioners from CRA, led by their chair, county assembly members, na wageni wote nimewasalimu. Hamujambo? Hamujambo? Chakula iko tayari. We will eat very shortly, please. And yangu, as you have been told, my name is Major Retired Bashir Abdullahi, Chairman of the Pastoral Parliamentary Group. And the 4th Pastoral Leadership Summit is happening here in Wajir, where you are seated, Wajir Girls Secondary School. It is the 4th one. We had 3 that we did right from 2013. And just a bit of history is that the PPG is a caucus. Actually, it's the largest parliamentary caucus in the 13th Parliament. It was also in the 12th Parliament, but it is more in the 13th Parliament. And before I continue making the speech, I really want to recognize the various members who are here. First and foremost, I want to start with the PPG officials who are present here, so that each one of them can actually come and make 1 minute of kusalamia wale wako hapa. Honorable Sarah Korere, are you here? Please come and sema jambo. Sarah Korere is the Secretary General for the Pastoral Parliamentary Group. She is also a member of Parliament for Laikipia North. And she has defended that seat. I think this is the 3rd time. And so she's a strong woman. So Sarah, karibu, usalamie the delegates, and please make it very short, in 1 minute. Asante.
The Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Papa Waroma, our chief guest, Your Excellencies, the governors present, all members of parliament present, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. Enta super. Skavaran. Haye. Aya. Kwa majina ni vile mumeelezwa, Sarah Korere. For this, the purposes of this meeting, or the 3 days in Wajir, you can call me Zahara. Zahara Farah. Na Farah ako pale, so don't look for another Farah, he's around. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome all the pastoralists and to urge all of us to do a serious soul searching. We constitute 75% of the landmass of this country. It cannot be business as usual. We cannot continue lamenting and crying foul. It's a high time we take action and speak for ourselves, and not just speak, but act. Wafugaji, shida yetu ni moja, na kama tuwezi wekwa pamoja na kitu kingine chochote, washa tabu yetu ituunganishe. Tuashe ujeuri, tufanye kazi pamoja. Asanteni.
Asante. Quickly nataka nimuite Mheshimiwa Nanok ambaye ni Vice Chair ya PPG, pia ni mtu kutoka Turkana. Tafadhali karibu. Let's be very, very quick because tuko na dinner that is waiting for us, and of course our guests will also need to make a speech.
Mgeni wa heshima kwa wakati huu na siku ya leo, wageni waheshimiwa wengine wote, mabibi na mabwana, hamjambo. Majina ni Daniel Epuyo Nanok. Mimi ni mbunge ya Waturkana walio sehemu ya Turkana Magharibi, Kakuma, Lokichogyo, hadi mwisho ya Kenya, kipakana na South Sudan. Lakini kwa mkutano huu na siku 3 zinazokuja, mimi ni mwenyekiti mdogo, mfuasi wa mwenyekiti Bwana Bashir. Asanteni na Mungu atubariki.
Asante Mheshimiwa. Nataka pia kumkaribisha Mheshimiwa Elijah Kanchori Mamosi ambaye pia ni treasurer wa PPG na pia ni mbunge wa Kajiado Central. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Major. The Right Honorable Speaker, governors present, and my colleagues, good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Asante sana. Kwa majina ni Memusi Kanchori, mbunge wa Kajiado ya Kati. For those of you who have been here for some time, you've been seeing a video being aired here. I'm the one who's done that video. And I hope when we get out of this place after the 3 days, what I said on that video, I'm sure it will be played again, is let us stop these boardroom meetings. Let us stop these discussions we're having, and let us lead the way by being practical. Pastoralists are supposed to be the richest people in this country, but we are getting poorer every drought season. Why is that? It's too much talk, very little action. Kwa hivyo tukitoka hapa, mimi nataka kuwa challenge wote. It is doable. We can do it. Let us do it. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. Pia nataka kumita County Women MP ya Wajir pia aje aseme jambo. Mheshimiwa Fatuma Joho, karibu.
Oh, sorry about that. The Right Honorable Moses Wetangula, Speaker of the National Assembly, the governors who are present, the host governor and the chair of the COG. Can we have a clap for him? He's hosting us very well tonight. The area MPs from here and all the MPs who are here, the National Assembly speakers, and all protocol observed. Assalamu alaikum. I was not informed that I was going to speak, but before I say anything, I want to request the media guys to probably play my video for a second, and then I say something about it. Over to you, DJ. As he looks for it, okay. Karibuni nyote mwanzo. Tunawakaribisha Wajir. We want you to feel at home today and the next 3 days that you're here. Wajir, as you will see and I said earlier, is a very secure county. Over time, we have had so many issues in these regions. From the time we were born, myself, and even before that, we have had issues we have been labeled as pastoralist and northeastern. We have had shifter wars to Al-Shabaab and to many others. But today, as we gather here, we want to tell the world that all those curtains have fallen down and we are ready to be part of the rest of the country. As you can see, the theme, it says, unlocking policy and financial bottlenecks to maximize pastoralism. For the next 3 days, we need to tell each other the truth. I understand this is the 4th PPL we are having. We must have action points, and we must know what we have achieved for the past 4 or 3 other summits, so that we see what we need to tap on. With all those few remarks, karibuni Wajir. Feel at home. Musurudi bila kukula. Speaker, you need to eat nyiri nyiri, and all the guests, maziwa ya ngamia na susa. No. Chair, I'll apologize. I wanted to see my video, but anyway, ni sawa. So, Chair, please let us try susa and maziwa ya ngamia and nyiri nyiri before we all go back. Thank you. Karibuni sana.
Thank you. That susa and nyiri wewe ndio utaleta kwa wageni and they will have it. Nataka kumita Mheshimiwa Makilap kutoka Baringo County. Tafadhali, very briefly.
The Right Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula, Speaker of the National Assembly, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I salute you all this evening. Amjambo. Jamgei Missing. Very good. My name is Joseph McClap, Member of Parliament, Baringo North, in the Rift Valley. I want to take this opportunity, first and foremost, to inform you that I chair the caucus of BBG on infrastructure development of the BBG counties. First, my brother Masika Wetangula and the governors of this region, I am one of those few people who want to see action in our pastoral economy And one of the most quick actions so that we don't deal with so many things that we cannot chew at the same time is to establish the Ministry of Pastoralism Community in Kenya so that we channel the resources of this country to open the potential of the pastoral communities in Kenya. We cannot be claiming of 75% of landmass and we cannot allocate resources. It is only when we become firm from parliament to the people that a government will listen to us and ensure that they establish a ministry that can address our affairs. I am happy one of you from Wajir, Wasiri Elmi, when the government created the Ministry of Northern Kenya and Asal areas, Elmi was able to establish a model primary school in my constituency where it brought all the communities that were warring around that region and it brought peace. It is time, the BBG members of parliament, the senators, let us claim our space in this country. Nobody will claim for us. It is us who are here and in leadership now. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa, tuko na senior wetu pia kutoka Narok County anaishwa Mheshimiwa Ole Sonkoli, alikuanga waziri wa zamani wa internal security. Yeye yuko hapa pia, nataka aseme machache, tafadhali karibu.
Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, this has taken me by surprise because I'm not a member of the council, but I hope now that there is a position for a senior. I hope that this position is confirmed by this summit. But I must say it is a wonderful meeting for all of us. This will place pastoralism in its place in Kenya, and we hope that one of the biggest achievements in this Wajir conference will be to bond us together so that we now know that we are brothers and sisters in this cause. Kwa hivyo, asanteni sana. Let's enjoy our time here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. If you note, I'm trying to call from each of the counties that form the PPG Executive Council, which are 15 in number, so that they represent all the 15 counties. Nitamwita Mheshimiwa Toroitich kutoka Marakwet, yeye pia is our legal advisor at the PPG Executive Council. Karibu.
He is also unlocking legal bottlenecks so that other issues we can be able to address through legal infrastructure. I'm very happy to be in this county. It's the second time I'm here. There was a time I came and I woke up at the middle of the night at around 3 a.m. and I dreamt that I was in Texas in US. Yeah, this is a beautiful county. It is an opportunity for all of us to come and admire and also appreciate what we have in other parts of the country. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Asante, and Commissioner wa Executive Council yetu, those who are present, is our media advisor ambaye pia ni mbunge wa Wajir South, Mheshimiwa Mohamed Abdo. Karibu.
Assalamu alaikum. Asante sana, Chairman, our Speaker, Honorable Moses Wetangula, our host governor, the other governors present, members of parliament, my colleagues, PSS. Assalamu alaikum again. Thank you very much. Mine is just to welcome you to Wajir, which is a very hospitable environment with very welcoming people, as you've already felt. I just wish that this fourth PLS becomes the catalyst for real action by pastoralist communities and the leadership of those pastoralist communities, because we have a lot to offer and a lot to gain from these concerted efforts of trying to chart out a way for our people and our destiny as pastoralists. Once again, karibuni sana wajia. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Just only 3 and we are gone. Nataka kumalika a special guest yetu. Yeye pia ni Ole Sankok.
Amjambo, the Right Honorable Speaker, Papa Waroma, members of Parliament who are present, His Excellencies who are present, the Deputy Governors, the Speakers, and everybody. Today is a special day for us. But I want to ask the Pastoralist Parliamentary Group, you have numbers, 106, but what have you been doing with those numbers? That is the question that we should ask them, including him. That when people are talking about 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote, where is your voice in terms of 1 kilometer, 1 shilling? Where have you been? Wakati wengine wanaongea mambo ya 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote, nyinyi mnakunja mkia, mnaogopa. Lazima muongee juu ya pastoralists, because PPG, Parliamentary Caucus ya Pastoralists, is the biggest caucus in the National Assembly. And it is in the National Assembly that we make laws. Please, let us use our numbers. Lastly, I represent the East African Legislative Assembly. That is East African Community, 1.4 billion acres of land, 350 million people, 6,500 kilometers of coastline, and 38 freshwater lakes. And I employ all of you to take advantage of all that resource that is in the East African community. Thank you so much. But members of Parliament, use your numbers effectively.
Ya Mandera County, yeye pia ni senator wetu. Tafadhali kuja wasalamie hapa. We are
Mine is going to be very brief. I thank you very much, Chairman, for inviting me. Sonkok has asked a very important question. I want to add one more. Until the day all your votes go in one basket and your strength is politically known in this country, you will remain irrelevant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator, who's also the party leader of UDM, and I'm sure, and all you know, I'm also the deputy party leader of UDM. The message has gone home. Thank you very much. Nataka kumaalika pia Mheshimiwa Aden Kainan. Yeye anaitwa the father of the house, the oldest member of parliament. Yuko jamaa moja alisema siku moja Eldas hajaipata former member of parliament kwa ajili yeye ndo kigogo ya hapo. Karibu.
Correction kwanza, not the oldest but the longest serving. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Bashir, Mr. Speaker, the Right Honorable Moses Wetangula, the host governor, all protocol observed. I think mine will be just a bit of a correction, because the master of ceremony, and I will let to correct him, this is the host county. The host county is Wajir. May I take this opportunity to introduce all the other leaders. Wajir has 6 constituencies, 30 electoral wards, and a number of over 15 MCS nominated, and very distinguished leaders who are present here to appreciate, as Aaron Dawood has rightly put it, It is the host county. Let's clarify that. It is the host county comprising of a governor, deputy governor, a senator, a county MP, 6 MPs, 30 MCS, 50 elected with their leadership, the Speaker of the County Assembly, the Honorable Abdullah Yusuf, led by Honorable Abdullah Yusuf, 15, I think it's close to 16. Glad that my friend, my mentor, the Honorable Francis Ole Kaparo, my sister-in-law Sarah, has alluded to this, is here. I'll give you a bit of the history. And this is why in Parliament, Mr. Speaker, some of these young legislators actually should be taught protocol. Protocol meaning we have the Honorable Francis Ole Kaparo. I'll give you the history of this organization, all the officials, assistant ministers, to the executive organization. And the caucus said things happened. That is the history. And I'm glad that my good friend, the Honorable Kaparo, is here. And that's the gist my friends are missing. Let me say this. The current constitution is a constitution that demonstrates the diversity, the rich heritage of the Republic of Kenya. Is a constitution of interest. When we are in Naivasha, Mheshimiwa Speaker, and you know it. And the reason another group led by Baba Odinga wanted a pure parliamentary system. There emerged another group, the floating group, the Pastoralist. And we said out of this, Kidogo too, you decided to call me last. Let me teach you the history of this organization. In that meeting, a third devolution, revenue allocation. And out of that commission, we have products from this particular county. If you don't appreciate that history, you will not understand where you have come from and where you are going. With those many remarks, we need to ask ourselves. We have a network, a caucus of 109. We can literally control the legislative agenda of Parliament. We can literally, if we are in one party, we could be the government. But now that three things have converged. We have a government led by a pastoralist called William Ruto. We have a constitution that is friendly. We have the caucus with the best brains. We have the council of governors, and I believe that's also the fifth even in the hierarchy, led by Honorable Ahmed. What is our take in all this? Shall we keep on complaining that we are marginalized? No, we are marginalizing ourselves. Can we all wake up and demand for our rightful share so that we stop belaboring other Kenyans with our perennial complaints? And Mr. Speaker, now that you are here, and I'm glad that you have been part of the history of this organization, when you go back, do us one favor. Unlock our rightful share of equalization fund. And I'm glad that Commissioner Fatuma Gedi is here. The reason why we had put that clause, we anchored along the lines of the Marshall Plan of Second World War. Up to now, close to 70 billion is in the national government coffers. I want members, when you go back, can we sit down and unlock the 60 billion floating between Treasury and different departments and bring it to the 15 counties? Thank you so much.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa. Kwa ajili baadaye itakuwa ni ngumu kuwatambua. Nataka on behalf of the permanent secretaries present and PS wa ASAL, Mr. Harsama, tafadhali kuja just salamia watu on behalf of all the PSSS who are present and not present.
Asante sana, hamjambo. My name is Kelo Harsama, the Principal Secretary in the State Department of Asal and Regional Development. I would like to introduce the three PSS who are here. Please stand up and wave from where you are. Idris is there, PS Sports from Mandera. Dubat from Garissa is the PS East Africa. Umi Bashir from here. I also want to introduce the chairman of the Presidential Economic Council, David Indi, who is here with his team. Please wave. Professor Goulier, a member of the Presidential Economic Council. Mohammed Hassan, please stand up and wave. Idris Ali from the same council. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I have nothing much. I just want to say that we are proud as the State Department of ASAL to be associated with this pastoralist forum. My job in the ministry is to coordinate the development activities of ASAL counties, which are 23 in number, to support them with relief food and various resilience projects. And also coordinate affairs of NGOs, who are so many in ASAL counties, but doing very little. Thank you very much. We are proud to be associated with you.
Asante sana, I think tunakaribia, but there is something that was said, 1 man, 1 vote, 1 kilometer. The chairperson of CRA yuko hapa. Madam, kuja salamia watu. I know you'll be speaking to them tomorrow, but at least in this caucus wakujua kamba wanataka 1 man, 1 vote, 1 kilometer.
The Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Moses Masika, allow me to ride on the other protocols. Good evening. Habari gani? I have been ambushed. I will not discuss 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote, or 1 kilometer, but I can assure you the CRA is at an advanced stage of developing the formula that will divide resources in this country. We are here, and we are happy to be here as the Commission on Revenue Allocation. I am accompanied by Commissioner Fatuma Gedi. She's from home. This is her home, and we are very proud to have her in the Commission. You could clap for her, please. So thank you very much. We look forward to engaging, and we've been engaging with you. What I can tell you, we look forward to a very positive fourth basis formula that will ensure that this country's resources are well divided. Thank you very much.
Asante sana, Madam Chair. Honorable Speaker, because after this I'll be giving out the microphone, and I'm sure the food is getting cold, but I want to tell this congregation that, Honorable Speaker, through your office, you have supported this caucus, including this function. And we say thank you very much. You give us staff, we give up all the support that is required of any caucus. Some of us are here, we didn't go to Mombasa, but it's the same as being in Mombasa. And so we thank you very much, and we are glad that you hosted, and you have come all the way from Mombasa. We don't take it for granted. Tunakwambia asante sana, and we are with you. Even your staff, Mohamed Shale and his staff, have been interacting with us on a daily basis on this program, and we also tell them asante sana and karibuni. So yangu ni kusema ya kwamba this caucus is a caucus of 15 counties cutting across Kenya, especially the pastoralist counties, and we are united to ensure that we unlock the potential of this region. Our numbers going forward, we agree we will make use of them, either make or break. That will be the slogan going forward, that our numbers either break or make. We will use it on the floor of the House, we will use it for policy, and we use it for every other event to advance the interest of the community. Yangu ni hayo. We have senior elders here who are with us in the midst. I will leave that to the patron to acknowledge them. I'm sure they're here. Some of them have mentioned, but we are very senior elders who have started PPG before. I want them to be acknowledged, and that will be done by the patron. So I want to use this opportunity kukaribisha Kano Raso and MP Saku, who is also our patron of PPG. Karibuni. So don't forgetting also that we have development partners and donors here who have supported us for this arrangement. Without mentioning any name, and I'm sure you are all here, tumesema asanteni sana na karibuni.
The Right Honorable Speaker,
our host governor, governors present, members of parliament, PSs. My name is Dido Raso, and I'm the member of parliament for Saku, and I'm also the patron of the Pastoralist parliamentary group. I think the chairman overlooked something. All the members of parliament in the congregation, please stand up wherever you are. Kindly stand up, members of parliament. I think in the interest of time, we are not going to introduce you, but just wave to the crowd, please. Thank you very much for coming. Honorable Speaker, with your permission, we have elders in this congregation. The Speaker Emeritus, the Honorable Xavier Olekaparo. Kindly just stand up and wave to the crowd. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We also have the former minister, the MP for Garissa Central, the Honorable Hussein Malim. Thank you, Waziri. Dr. Abdullahi Ayuya. Dr. Abdullahi, the former MP for... Okay, the former MP for Isiolo South. Honorable Elmi, are you around? Honorable Elmi. Mr. Speaker, if there's one person the PPG recognizes for his tremendous effort, input, and support to the PPG cause is the Honorable Elmi, a former minister in the previous government. Do we have Speaker Emeritus Ekwe Arturo? Is he in the house? Okay, he's not there. Tomorrow he'll be with us. Mr. Speaker, I really want to be brief, but before I make some brief remarks, we have the chair lady of Kewopa. Kewopa is the women caucus, the women MPs, and the person heading that group is a pastoralist for the first time. Please come and make a few remarks. They'll say you are being discriminated because of gender. I don't want to fall into that trap.
Thank you so much. The Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Moses Wetangula, the governors present, all MPs, commissioners, CSs present, PSs present, and everyone. Hamjambo wote. And asuba. You should respond to my language because I've also responded many times to the language of this place. And my name is Honorable Lea Sankaire, the women representative for Kajiado County, and I'm also the chairperson, Kenya Women Parliamentary Association. I'm called Lea, but when I'm here or in Kajiado within the Somali community, I'm called Leila. And you know, I look like Leila. Thank you very much. I'm very honored to make a few remarks here. Representing Kewopa, I'm the chairperson for Kenya Women Parliamentary Association, and I'm happy to stand before you this evening to make a few remarks in regards to Pastoralist, this Pastoralist Leadership Summit. Chair of the Member of Parliament, Dido Raso, Honorable Dido Raso, I want to say thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It is indeed an honor to be here. And I also want to say that in terms of gender, as we also advance in other areas, it is also good that we have inclusion of women in leadership, because I know women can articulate issues there, and they're also parts and parcel of this caucus. And I want to thank you for the women that are actually representing us in this caucus, but I want to say that we need to pull up our socks in that area and give them more audience and give them a bigger platform so that they can also articulate issues affecting women. I don't want to speak much, but I want to echo the sentiment said by my predecessors here. They said that it's about time that we leave out the boardroom meetings and get into action. It is actually sad that 50 years after independence, we are still speaking as pastoralists of the issues that affected us during independence. We are still speaking about education, we are still speaking about water, we are still speaking about hospitals and stuff like that. I think it's unfair for us to come and sit here and ask on what we are going to do or what has happened to us. It's true that the parliament, this PPG is the largest caucus in parliament. We are the lawmakers. And I just want to ask us of one thing. What is this that has not, that we have not done to unlock the potential of pastoralism? When we look at the budget, we see other counties or other regions actually benefiting big time from government projects. And I'm just asking myself, when they get subsidies for fertilizers, when their coffee is being taken care of, when their tea is being taken care of, who is taking care of a bone or a camel is born? I don't know the young one of a camel, the name that it's called. But nasema kwanza izaliwe, ni juu ya mkulima kuangalia kwamba imezaliwa, ameosha, amedunga, ametafutia chakula wakati wa kiangazi, na hadi market is upon the pastoralists to look to do that for themselves. But I'm just asking myself, when is this going to change so that my government can take care of my cow when it's born, it can do the vaccination, itasaidia kuosha, na itasaidia pia kutafutia market not only in the country but outside the country. It's about time we come up together as pastoralism and address the issues that affect us. I want to say that as just one thing that we did as Kewopa. We looked at the budget, and I'm happy to say that we actually had to do a gender-responsive budgeting to make sure that the budget is actually geared towards outcomes that actually are positive to women. We also want to look at pastoralists. In this budget that we pass every time, what is it in the budget for pastoralists? What is it is in the budget they share for pastoralists? Thank you very much. I am glad to be here. I will continue being here. And thank you all for being here. I hope from today going forward, we shall give in our next summit some of the key things that we shall have achieved from this summit. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Honorable Leah. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, there is one MP who has said he is being discriminated against. The MP for Wajir West, Honorable Farah, you will have 1 minute.
Assalamu alaikum. The Right Honorable Speaker Moses Wetangula, governors present, members of parliament, and other dignitaries. Assalamu alaikum. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for coming to Wajir, and I welcome you all to this beautiful town called Wajir County. Honorable Raso said, I have been discriminated. It is true. Honorable Chairman of the PPG decided to ignore my plea to speak in front of this congregation tonight. However, I'm glad Honorable Raso has decided to give me this chance. Thank you very much, Honorable Raso, for that kind heart. Thank you. I want to start by saying, thank you, welcome all. As we start deliberating issues of the pastoralist, which we all came here to discuss. But I want just to say one thing. This pastoral summit has been done so almost the 5th time now. What have we achieved for the last 3 or 4 gatherings? Where
what is not happening? Why are we not achieving our goals, even if we discuss? To me, it is only one issue. The issue is unity. Can we focus on the unity of this pastoral community, and specifically the pastoral leadership? Because even if, when we are in Parliament, and a very important issues are concerning pastoralists are brought to the Parliament, how many members of Parliament are present to execute that particular issue? If we start from there, I think we can achieve so many things. We have 106 members of Parliament. We can channel and guide our course, and we can pass any bill in Parliament. Thank you very much, Mr. Razo, and I welcome everybody to this secure county. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Farah. Distinguished guests, I will be very short. The first thing is the issue of pastoralist is not at the core of discussion in Kenya at every level. And that is why we are talking about policy. So this particular summit, if it may not draw much, it must draw that what are the sort of policies shall we place in government. Second is the issue of equalization. Somebody talked about with devolution, we are actually doing well. I think we are not doing well. And we must say facts as they are. On Saturday, I was in Lamu with my committee, and we were in Boni, and we met the people called the Bonis. 61 years after independence, or 62 years, those fellows still don't have primary school up to standard 5. And it's not a small community, it's a large community. So the issue of discrimination, the issue of marginalization is real, and we must face that. The Constitution and Article 204 is very clear that we must address the issue of inequity and inequality in this country. Second is the issue of what the pastoralists have. We have livestock. How much money does the government put into the livestock sector to make it productive? What is even more unnerving, I think for the last 20 years, the pastoralists have been asking for a livestock board. Not much, just a board. And it is so hard to have a board in place. Thirdly, we are 102 members of both Senate and the National Assembly. I am not a seaman, but if you are rowing a boat, you must row at the same time, in the same direction, with almost the same energy. Until the pastoralists learn to row in the same rhythm and in the same direction, your faith, your spit, your complaints will continue to be the same. Nothing will be different. I want to finish with this. We visited Uruguay in May this year, almost close to 60 Kenyans, many drawn from the pastoralist group. And there we found that it is not drought that kills our animals, that kills our livestock. It is lack of food. And through this summit, we must ask ourselves, With climate change, droughts will be there and they'll be long. Some of the themes must address how do we have enough food for our livestock. Many of you wanted to speak today, but because of time, I think tomorrow and also on Tuesday, there'll be enough time for you to make a pitch in any thematic area where you think your expertise, knowledge, or even in terms of a development partner, you want to contribute. With those few remarks, I want to call upon our host governor, the Honorable Ahmed Jir, to come, the Deputy Governor. Okay. The Deputy Governor of Wajir. Somebody said about Wajir, Mader, I want to tell our Somali brothers and sisters, you have actually dispossessed a lot of land from us. We are called the Borans. But that is a discussion for another day. Karibu Deputy Governor.
Asante. Honorable Speaker, the host governor, distinguished guests, with all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Assalamu alaikum. In the interest of time, I would like to call upon the Speaker of Wajir County to make a 1-minute remarks and introduce his fellow speakers, and probably Abdullah is here? Okay.
The Speaker of the National Assembly, members of Parliament, permanent principal secretaries, representatives of the national government, Assalamu alaikum. I was asked by the speakers of the assemblies present and the members of the county assemblies to give special recognition to the senators present, and specifically Honorable Ali Roba, on the exceptionally good work we have done on the Kara bill. On behalf, first of all, let me introduce the speakers who are here. The Speaker for Marsabit, Honorable Edin Wario, Speaker Garissa, Honorable Abdi Ile. We also have the leadership from various counties of the Pastoralist Forum. So those who are present, kindly stand up, please. Those who are present, thank you very much. Members of the county assemblies who are also present, please, let's recognize you. Please be upstanding. Thank you. So, on behalf of the legislative arm of the county of Wajir, I want to welcome you all to this great county with a huge potential. So feel at home. Many who visit this county go back with an impression that is better than the way they thought before. So karibuni sana. We are talking, the theme of the conference is unlocking the potential of the pastoralist counties. And one of the, I think it was an MP who said probably Wajir is the third oldest district or county in the Republic. I am not sure whether you have noted that this pitiful conference tonight is being powered by a diesel generator. And the key to unlocking the economy of any nation, what fed the Industrial Revolution, is power or electricity. If there is only one thing that can come out of this conference, and I'm being advised the President is going to be here to close this function, if we are given an opportunity to canvass the President, and the only thing that will probably greatly contribute to unlocking the potential of the economy of Wajir is to have this county connected to the grid. So let's cut short on all the other conversations. Let's focus on how we could convince the President of the Republic of Kenya to have the power connection or the grid connection to the county in the budget that is going to be coming in the next financial year. If we only achieve that, we will have done ourselves very proud. We will have done all the pastoral counties very proud. With those few remarks, asanteni sana and welcome to the county of Wajir. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. For all counties, including Mandera County. I think that is a slip of the tongue. In the interest of time, I would like to acknowledge and introduce the fellow deputy governors. For those who are here, please. And could you stand up, please? And I will mention by name, we have the chair of the Deputy Governors Forum, and Ruben Ngatia from Laikipia. Thank you very much, Chairman. We have the Secretary, Professor Grace Jeserek from Elgeyo Marakwet. On this table here, we have Abdi Dagan of Garissa. Please wave to the crowd. We have Dr. Ali of Mandera. Please wave to the crowd. We have Koech Tamalini of Narok. We have our colleague from Marsabit, and Solomon Gubo. We have Gabriel Samia from Samburu. Good to see you here. I think we have in total 8 deputy governors. Well, okay, sorry, West Pokot, sorry. And you're a tall man, so I didn't see you. And West Pokot, that's Robert Komole of West Pokot. Now, thank you for attendance. Many of you have come from distances far. Mine is, to start with, to welcome every one of you here as the DG of the host county, and appreciate the fact that you're all here. Most of you have had a long day, and most of you have traveled from distances ashore and afar. So we therefore welcome you wholeheartedly to this great county of Wajir. Besides that, my point is that much has been said regarding everything to do with our numerical strength. We need to capitalize on that. I appreciate the efforts invested in by former Governor Mandera and current Senator Roba. That is the way to go. Let's come together and make use of our numerical strength going forward, inshallah. And to the Honorable Speaker, the last time you declared your proficiency in the Somali language, it was when you were in the Senate. Your stay here in the next few hours should add and enrich your proficiency in the same language going, inshallah. Thank you. We want to see you off knowing 1 or 2 more words in the language. To the MPs, both at the National Assembly and at the Senate, please support devolution. Please support devolution. Some of you I know are in the seat of governor. Whatever you said today will be waiting for you going forward. So let's all support devolution going forward. This is very necessary. This is very necessary. Let's all, as MPs, synergize our efforts, come together and support devolution. You have seen the tremendous changes that has happened in Wajir County, for example. For those who have been here much before, like Speaker, who told us earlier today that he was here in the 80s, much has changed. And so to that extent, I urge you all to come together, use your numerical strength, and let us support the evolution going forward, inshallah. With those few remarks, it's my pleasure and honor to once again welcome you all. Thank you very much. Okay, that part was... Okay, now I'm tasked to invite the governors. I will invite Governor Mak Mohammed Adan Khalif to come and address the crowd, inshallah. Thank you very much. No. You can do it. Okay. I'll change the time.
I'll do it. Bismillah. Good evening and salamu alaikum to all of you. Hamjambo. I know people are tired, hungry, the sugar is running low. May I first of all take this opportunity at the very onset to welcome you all to Wajir County. I know you're tired. We had a covenant with the chair of the PPG on how we handle this. But that's a debate between me and him. So because of what has already been done, you'll have to bear with me just a little bit more. I want to give, I'll not say much myself, before I call the governors who are here, and before I then come back to invite the chief guest. I want to give 1 minute, 2 at most, to the Honorable Senator of this county to come and greet you. It's only fair that Senator Abbas stands on this stage to come and say hi. Senator Karibu. Senator Abbas, are you here? And Bashir might, of course, does that. And may I then now give an opportunity to my colleagues. I will start with His Excellency, the Governor of Mandera. I saw that the honorable members of Parliament are shying away from calling governors their excellencies. We'll see what you'll call Russell when he becomes the governor. Your Excellency, please come.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening. Ni kama mnichoka. Good evening. Asanteni sana. The Right Honorable Speaker of National Assembly, my friend, Doctor, and I want to also lay on the protocols which was laid in the evening. And mine is just to thank the leadership of PPG, FCDC, and the other 5 counties who have organized this wonderful summit. I attended the 3rd summit, and I can confirm that this was actually better organized in terms of logistic and attendance. I would also like to thank the great people of Wajir, led by my brother, our honorable chairman, for the warm welcome, including the county government staff of Wajir and the whole leadership of Wajir County. I also want to join them in welcoming all the guests, because I neighbor Wajir to this great region of northeastern region, formerly called NEP. Mine is just to thank the people of Wajir again, their warm welcome, and the services they have offered us just right from the airstrip. Finally, I think we're going to discuss matters on this summit in the next 2-3 days. This is just to do a welcome remarks, and I want to urge the leaders from other parts of the country to travel the northern region. I know many of you are the first timers in Wajir County, and we tend to travel all over the world visiting cities, but we fail to visit and appreciate the beautiful country and counties we have in this country. Na mara mingi kuna wakati nilienda ofisi ya rais just before devolution, and I met a very senior leader, actually the deputy PS in the office of the president. And when I told him I come from Mandera, he asked me, kwani ni mbali? Na niliambia ni mbali, akaniambia ni mbali kushinda Isiolo. Imagine those are people who make policies, who make decisions for this country. Na wahimiza kama Wakenya, tafadhalini tutembee nchi yetu. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. May I now invite His Excellency Issa Abdullah Timami, the Governor of Lamu County.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And good evening. The Honorable Speaker, Dr. Moses Wetangula, Honorable Excellency Governors present here, Honorable Members of Parliament, the PSCs, the Speakers, Honorable Members of the County Assemblies, chairs of statutory bodies here. Let me first say I will make very few remarks. I was telling the Speaker, there's no free dinner. We have to go through these, and at the end of it, we get our dinner. But I come from Lamu, and I'm very happy that I'm accompanied by 3 members of my county assembly. We are the only ones representing Lamu. If they could kindly stand, because we come from very far. Secondly, there are a lot of issues, and I'm very happy with the previous speakers, and I'm not going to repeat what has been said, but our pastoralists are facing a lot of challenges. And change has to come. And that change has to come now. They can't wait anymore for us to get our act together. It is up to us as leaders, and those who are here, we can make that difference. But apart from that, I want to congratulate my brother, the governor of Wajir, and my chair of COG for the transformative changes that I've seen in Wajir town. I was here 14 years ago, and Wajir was a backyard. Now, it is a town one can be proud of. So my able brother, congratulations. I'm already hungry, so I'll stop there. We have a lot of time to talk tomorrow and day after, and I will make our presentation. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. May I now ask my brother, Governor Nadif Jama of Garissa and Chair of the Pastoralists Committee, actually the Chair of the Assaults Committee, which is a wider scope than the Pastoralists, to come and say something. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'll be very, very brief. Mine first of all, is to say that it's a great honor indeed for me to be part of this very, very important forum in which probably almost all the leaders of this region and even beyond, including our Right Honorable Speaker, my friend Speaker Wetangula is also our chair or our guest of honor. It's indeed a great honor to be seeing that we are all gathering to discuss very, very important issues. And I don't think I need to add anything to what has been said by the many members of parliament who spoke here and others before us, that really we need to pull up our socks and we can do better given our numerical numbers in the parliament, given the unity that we deserve, and many other things. Let me therefore say that this is indeed the moment, a moment that we need to make use of, and I hope the discussions and the recommendations to be made in the next 2 days will indeed be a game changer for our region as far as pastoralism is concerned. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Excellency. May I now invite His Excellency Mahmoud Mohammed Ali, the chair of the FCDC, and FCDC stands for Frontier Counties Development Council. It might interest you to know that Mahmoud was my classmate in high school. Thank you.
Our guest of honor, our Speaker of the National Assembly, and all protocols observed because of, I think, the situation we are in. People are now waiting to have dinner and nothing else. We have had a lot of speeches, which are all very important. But I'll just make 1 or 2 comments. Much has been canvassed, all of which are very important issues to this team. We've been having such consultations, and although we are not yet there where we want, and indeed we are very far from it, somehow some changes have taken place. There are critical issues many speakers have touched on. Speaker after speaker, people have referred to the fact that we've been complaining for far too long. And that complaint must stop now. Ladies and gentlemen, if it is legislators, we have been told the number that we have in Parliament. 106, if I'm not wrong. That is a huge number if we can only speak in one language. So we have to be alive to that. 15 governors, 15 senators, 15 women reps, all combined with that huge number of the parliamentary group that we have, we can do a lot. And the environment is very conducive, ladies and gentlemen. We've had leaders or heads of state of this country who have been very allergic to anything going to pastoral communities. And I can attest to that. I'm happy we have senior members of this region, Honorable Kaparo, Honorable Maalim. We were together in the 10th Parliament. And by the way, let me say that their body look, even those days, were still the same as the way they look today. And we thank God for that. Looks like they're still very fit. And Mr. Speaker, you can confirm that because we were together, even with you. Yeah, so we have a lot of brains. At that time in the 10th Parliament, this issue people are talking about, equalization fund, when during 2010 constitutional review, when some people wanted to ensure that all resources were pegged on population, those of us from this region insisted, although we were fewer, we shouted and said 1 kilometer, 1 vote, 1 shilling. And that gave rise to the close of equalization fund. The tragedy is, until very recently, that was not made operational. So we must, and because we have the number, and we have people in various institutions in charge of this country that will make very impactful policies, this is the time we advocate for that. Those funds still retained in Treasury must be released. The environment is conducive because we have a head of state also who is objective, who is not allergic to resources going to disadvantaged communities like ourselves. And we have a CRA which is very objective, I believe. I listened to some of their presentations one time. And if that is the route they take, they will be able to correct the injustices that we have been able to see. Because the former CRA were coerced to peg everything, the formula we had, on population. They said if it is on road, they were saying to maintain the tarmac road which is already there. They were not talking about the regions that lacked that tarmac road. If it is hospitals, health centers, they were talking of people who are being treated in those health centers. They never considered the people in the first place who didn't have ability to put up even those health centers. You know? So we must change that narrative. We must be fair to everybody, to every region, to every Kenyan. We don't advocate for injustice against the people who are highly populated, but we advocate for our right for every Kenyan to be fairly treated. That we are able to achieve only if we are united. We are 75% of this country, and the country is about landmass. If you don't have Wajir here, if you don't have Garissa Mandera, if you don't have Marsabit, if you don't have West Pokot, then Kenya will be a small Mount Kenya plus Rift Valley plus Western and Nyanza. Small, tiny thing. So we form the highest part of the country, Kenya, 75% of it. Why is it difficult to have a mega dam in one of these counties in the far-flung areas, in the pastoral communities? We hear 63 billion of a dam going I don't know where, 20 billion going where, 17 billion going where. Even 3 billion, you cannot afford to give to places where this water is most needed. What are we talking about? But I think we are now lucky lot because the president has already mentioned about some of those dams that they will come to our regions. The legislators we have, the leaders we have, together we must push so that those dams will be brought to our areas so that we will be treated equally like all other areas of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to say much more than that. I am very grateful that we have the number, the minds who are able to ensure that these changes we are looking for will be able to take place. So let us, the next 3 days, let us think of policy changes that we can bring to this country so that pastoral communities will be able to take their place. And pushing our agenda, we talk against each other. We are very busy discussing each other. It's not necessary. It doesn't help us. Please, let us see value in being together. Let us see value in our numbers, and let us push policies that are going to take us forward. With those few remarks, thank you very much, and God bless you. I agree with what our brother, the host governor, and we are very grateful to the people of Wajir and his leadership for the hospitality. It's true that we went to school together. Even that time, he was a head boy. I was captain of a house. I think we were at it very early those days. Again, we are together here. So he's our chairman, and we are happy about that. So I think here, I have not had the opportunity to see the way Governor Lamu is saying, but there is something we can show for in every county. We may not be able to, we may not have done the way we ought to, but at least there's something unique in every county. We have to tap those opportunities. We are talking about not connected to national grid. It is not only Garissa, it's not only Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit, everywhere. Marsabit, we are producing 360 megawatts to national grid. It is shameful. Marsabit still on generators. But with all these numbers of hours and policy makers, we must change that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much. I think the governor has spoken for all of us. Open this. I want to apologize too and make a special mention of three people who were supposed to be speaking, but in the interest of time, I want to assure them that God willing, tomorrow they will have ample time to speak to us. This is Professor Noura Mohammed, of the Director General of the Kenya School of Government, Professor Amina Abubakar from the Aga Khan University, and the representative of Shaheen Nilofa, the country director of UNICEF, Mr. James Hedges. I'm really sorry, and I appreciate your effort and contribution to this, and promise to give you ample time tomorrow, inshallah. I also want to thank and mention the county security team of Wajir County, headed by the county commissioner, Mr. Karuku Ngumo, all the CECs, chief officers, the ushers and protocol people who worked with the PLS team to make this a success. Please, let's be at it until the closing ceremony. I will not say much. I do hope, wish and pray that the 3 days of deliberations will tackle everything that has been said here. We'll tackle our cohesion issues, why we can't come together and speak with one voice. You know, when the PPG chair was dropping off the stage to go and sit, he reminded us that the Somalis displaced them. And that's the beginning of the elusivity of our unity. So we will discuss all those things tomorrow. Why we have clan issues, why we can't speak with one voice. I don't want to say much. I just want to take this opportunity to invite the Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Moses Wetangula, a long-time friend, a man I have known before I joined politics, from the time when he was a minister. I don't take it for granted, the Right Honorable Speaker, that you flew for 2 hours from Mombasa to leave the sports competition that brought together, is it 8 or 9 countries, and you found time to be our chief guest here. The speech that we are all waiting for is the one that the chief guest will make. May we all be upstanding as the Right Honorable Speaker comes on stage to officially open the summit for us.
Asante sana, tafadhali tuketi. Your Excellency, the host governor, my friend Ahmed, Your Excellency, Governor Nadif, Your Excellency, Governor Khalif, Your Excellency, Governor Mohamud, Your Excellency, Governor Timami, waheshimiwa wabunge, wakiwemo wa bunge la kitaifa wa Senate na wa Afrika Mashariki, waheshimiwa wabunge wa mabunge ya ugatuzi, maspikers wote wa mabunge ya ugatuzi, madeputy governors wetu, our administrators led by the regional commissioner, CRA chair and your team, David Ndi and your team, waheshimiwa wananchi mlioko hapa. What I had written to say has been plagiarized by many of you in your speeches. But allow me, before I begin, to acknowledge the presence of 3 members of parliament who accompanied me from Mombasa. Mama Kaundi wa Mombasa, Mama Zamzam, Women Rep Mombasa, mbunge wa Ganze, Katana Tungule, na mbunge wa Taveta, Wakili Bwire. Wakati waliita wabunge kuongea mlisahaulika, lakini nimewatambua. We left Mombasa with a very important event going on. We are hosting the East African Parliamentary Games, bringing together 8 countries of the region: Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, DR Congo, South Sudan, and Somalia. Because I was responding to an invitation by Major Bashir and Kano Raso. You know, when 2 retired army men stormed into my office, I had no choice but to succumb to the invitation and come here. Allow me also to acknowledge Mzee Maalim. Maalim tulikuwa naye bunge, a humble, hard-working leader from this region, and my mentor, Mzee Francis Xavier Olekaparo. These are some of the leaders, and I know this organization was founded during Kaparo's tenure. When I was invited here, I suspected what I was coming to hear, and I've heard it. It's like many of you, even if you are Muslims, are an adherent to a book in the Bible called the Book of Lamentations, where we have poems of complaints and grief and everything. I stand before you to officially open this conference. I have a speech to read, but in the interest of time, I'll paraphrase it in the best way I can. This region of northern Kenya was in colonial days called NFD, Northern Frontier Districts, where the colonial regime used to use it for playing their military tactics. They could declare the region closed and come in and brutalize our people as much as they wish, and then open it up again. For many years, Kenyans from the lower parts of the country used to feel punished whenever they were posted to work in these regions. For many years, people in this region used to say, we are coming from Mandera, we are going to Kenya, when they are going to Nairobi. I started coming to this region in 1983. And for those of you young members, I have traveled by road from Nairobi to Mandera, not once, not twice. I've traveled by road from Nairobi to Moyale, not once, not twice. As a young lawyer once, I went to a court in Mandera. And this explains the prejudice that you have suffered for many years. First, the government had no time to send magistrates who are trained. The DCs who are the magistrates. So I came to defend a man who had been falsely framed for killing another. And we were before a DC as a magistrate in Mandera. So as a young lawyer, I was very spiritedly asking very incisive questions to get my client acquitted, because I was convinced that he was innocent. But the district commissioner magistrate told me, wakili, maliza maswali yako haraka tufunge huyu mtu si twende. So those are the prejudices that we have suffered in this region all the years. Of course, they jailed him, and I had to go and swear an affidavit and recite what he told me to use it to get the man out. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, allow me to thank you for inviting me to this conference, where you are going to discuss major issues with the theme unlocking the policy and financing bottlenecks to maximize pastoralism potential in Kenya. This region, or regions of pastoralists, I also see people here who don't come from strictly pastoralist areas, but perhaps because of a history of livestock keeping, they also call themselves pastoralists. But we must have one theme to focus on how to move forward. I asked my good friend McClap when I found him here, I asked him whether kazi yeye ni mfugaji au ni mtu wa kuangaisha wafugaji. And when Dido Raso spoke here and said, hii shamba ya Wajia ni shamba ya Waborana, I told my friend Governor Ahmed, there goes your unity. We must put our past behind us and look to the future. Because our constitution says we are a unitary state with two systems of government, dependent and interdependent. So yale ya nyuma tuyaache tuangalie mbele. And as you meet here in this conference, I want to encourage you to focus on 4 or 5 things. Number one, livestock production. I think Mama Sangaire spoke here. You produce over 80% of the livestock in the country. Populations grow day and night. Meat eating grows in tandem with those populations in Kenya and elsewhere. We have countries like Botswana that rely on their economy on only two things, diamonds and livestock. And we can also do the same in Kenya. So as you sit here, focus on improving breed quality, disease control, marketing, value addition, and money in your pockets. Because there's no point for you to keep cattle, we slaughter, and then we send our hides and skins to China, and later buy shoes and leather bags from China. We can add value to everything on our livestock to take to the international market. And being members of parliament under the new constitution, as Kenan said, is a revolution. You can design policy, you can legislate, you can appropriate resources, and you turn around to audit the use of those resources. So you can be able to ensure that to achieve our dream of the value chain in livestock is in your hands. And as your speaker, I'll work with you on this. The second issue that I would encourage you to focus on is infrastructure. I've told you I traveled to Mandera by road. I first came to this city of Wajir in 1985 with my friend, the late Khalif. I was his lawyer, and the late Abdi Ogle. He used to be the national treasurer of Kanu. I used to come here to represent their supporters. And those days, Wajir was a very small market. It was just a monada market for livestock sales. And today, if you come to Wajir, even if you are doubting Thomas, you will appreciate that devolution works. I have seen towns like Wajir, like Marsabit, like Isiolo, like Mandera blossom because of devolution. So as the National Assembly, we will work hand in hand with the Senate and all agencies of government to support devolution to the hilt. And in doing so, you then must come out with a blueprint from here. I know there is a road that has been to be constructed from a place called Kulamawe to Garissa. We need many more roads in this region, tarmac roads, to open up Kerio Valley, to open up Baringo, to open up Samburu, to open up Laikipia, to open up Isiolo, Marsabit, Mandera, Wajir, so that we can be able to develop and realize the potential of our economical activities. In the Kibaki Vision 2030, those of you who are there remember, we had cited several places for satellite modern cities, Isiolo, Lake Turkana, Lamu, all these are in the Asar regions, where instead of going to Dubai and going to Doha, wherever, you can go to any of these cities and enjoy exactly the same ambience, the same climatical conditions, the same heat, the same sunshine, the same everything that you get out there. If you focus on that and we realize that dream alongside infrastructure and provision of water, I don't see why not. Martin Shikuku used to say, even if these areas like Wajir County, for example, you have no lake, you have no permanent river, you don't have to cry about that. We have Lake Victoria, the second largest freshwater lake in the world. And if you can pipe gas from Moscow to Paris, you surely can pipe water from Lake Victoria to Wajir and use it for both food production, livestock production, and human use. So wabunge, kazi kwenu. Start thinking about that, and we'll work together in that journey. Alongside infrastructure will be trade. Ali Mazuri once lamented that in Africa, we consume what we don't produce and produce what we don't consume. If we focus on value addition on our products, you know, Kenyans will be very happy to walk into Carrefour supermarket and buy corned beef, corned in UK, but the cow was produced in Wajir. You go there and pick Del Monte fruits in cans, grown in Thika, canned in Chile, back to us. So let's learn how to develop our own trade activities to grow our economy. And as you said, you are over 70% of Kenya. You have it in your hands. We will work with you. The third issue I want to point out is insecurity. If there is no security, you will not realize any development. If there's no security, nobody is safe. Our women are not safe, our children are not safe, even our herders are not safe. You go to Kerio Valley, it's a battleground for bandits. You go to Baringo, we have flown with Maclap over Baringo, and you can fly for about 10 minutes in a chopper, and all you see are ashes of burned villages. People have moved. You go to Boni Forest in Lamu, same thing. Until we have our security architecture in place, even the development we are looking for will continue getting challenges. So as members of parliament from this region, again, you have expanded the use of your money in CDF. You can build police stations, you can build security infrastructure, collaborate with the national government. Where you need my help, I'm available, so that we can secure our regions to the best way possible and flush out criminal elements and bandits that make it difficult for Wananchi to live in peace. When we were in the Kibaki government with Mzee late Yusuf Haji, Mzee Kibaki tasked us to develop a policy on how to deal with border security. And we came up with a blueprint that right along the Turkana border, Somali border, Ethiopia border, we have an average of a police installation every 50 kilometers, linked with good roads for quick movement, resourced with good human resource to detect any wrong elements in order to be able to detect and suppress and disrupt security challenges. That need is as good then as it is today. And as members of parliament, again, we'll work together to realize this as and when you put it on the front burner. I encourage you to realize that as many of us live in Nairobi, which also has its own security challenges, there is a bigger challenge out here. I know many members of parliament in some regions who can't go home unless they're accompanied by a platoon of policemen. Or you go home, you work, but you can't sleep in your house, you have to run to town because of security. So if we can be able to work on the security issue, our challenges will be minimized. The fourth issue I would want to encourage you to focus on is the agrarian reforms that we require. Our new constitution defines land as a tool of production. Whether it's in the so-called high potential areas with the long, heavy rains, like where I come from, in the western region where I come from, for the last 2 years, the rains have not stopped. It rains almost every second, third day. Land in this region is as productive as land elsewhere. You have more mineral resources. You have more potential for livestock development. And you have to keep deciding whether you will embrace community land ownership as is provided in the Constitution, individual land ownership as is provided in the Constitution, or a free-for-all that is a source of conflicts. So I want to urge my brothers, the governors. Unfortunately, this region has not produced any woman governor. I want to encourage my brothers, the governors, that land under the Constitution is largely under your jurisdiction. We in the National Assembly and in the Senate will be very ready to translate and transform whatever policy decisions you engineer to legislation to help you manage your land better, to reduce conflict born out of land use, because land is shrinking as populations grow. When you have large numbers of livestock, you need much larger areas to graze. When you have to move with your cattle to other regions, you get resistance, like I see camels in Kitui, camels in Tana River, and the noises that keep coming out. What we need to do is to sit down and see, with these vast tracts of land, how do we leverage on this, reduce conflicts, make everybody comfortable, make everybody benefiting from this land, so that we can be able to move forward as a country. So as my MPs from these ASALs and pastoralists, I encourage you again to look at those things. The fifth issue I would want to encourage you to look at as members of this region is to see yourselves as part of the big family called Kenya. I come from Bungoma. I grew up in the hands of a Somali woman called Mama Hirsi. She's an Isaac, for those of you who are Somalis. And she's a very, very successful business person in Bungoma. If you come to Bungoma, that big town is more than half real estate owned by Mama Hirsi and her children. And we are very proud of her. She's one of us. So let's embrace each other. Last time I came here for a political rally to decampaign my friend Ahmed, because we had our own candidate. We were carried on borders in town here by boys from Kitui, others from Western. That is the Kenya we want. Adan Kainan, you know that when I was foreign minister, I was #1 proponent of Somalia joining the East African community. And when Somalia joined the East African community, I popped a champagne. For the simple reason that if Somalia comes into the East African community, the arena for conflict for Somali citizens will diminish. Because they are wonderful business people. They will now not be fighting to control a street or a small airstrip or a small enclave of a port. They can come to Kenya, they can go to Uganda, they can go to Tanzania, everywhere to do business. And you will see And yesterday we said it with President Ruto, that we are looking forward to, in the next 2-3 years, all you members of parliament and the rest of East Africa going to Mogadishu for East African parliamentary sports, as a signature of our enduring desire to be a united region. So as pastoralist communities of Kenya, I want to encourage you not to feel in any way that you are lesser or you are discriminated unless you want to discriminate yourselves. Rome was not built in a day, but the Romans were there to build it. And it takes time, it takes patience, it takes consistent effort to build something enduring. That you have been there since the days of Ole Kaparo, and you are still there during the days of Papa Roma. It means you are enduring. And we want this endurance to produce results. We want this endurance to diminish lamentations. We want this endurance to make you the envy of other people. We want the coffee growers' caucus. We want the sugar growers' caucus to envy and want to be like the pastoralist group caucus, because you are setting an example. And when Bashir and Raso came to me and asked me to come here, they also asked me to sponsor this meeting. So Parliament were proudly part of the sponsorship of this meeting. And we'll do it every time you meet. If you meet next year, we'll be there again with you, not to listen to lamentations, but now to hear progress reports. As Jeo said, that we were here, we have reached here, we are going here, we are going here. Kenya is open to everybody. Rise up, stand up to be counted. And I can assure you, the sky is the limit for all of us. If you want resources appropriated, yours truly here will stand with you to ensure that we correct the imbalance, the lopsided colonial development of east of the railway line is now part of our history. The development corridor of Mombasa, Nairobi, Nakuru, Kisumu must compete favorably with the lapsed corridor, that is Lamu, Garissa, Wajir, all the way Moyale to Ethiopia, and Isiolo, Turkana to South Sudan. These things must be done in our lifetime. And these things must make Kenya a developed country in our lifetime. I want to see Songok. My friend Songok. Yeah? A man with a disability who has never felt his disability. Even yesterday, we walked with him for 6 kilometers with the president to the opening venue of the games. This country has wonderful people. My dear brothers, the governors, I support devolution. Even the third formula that you are talking about, Mama Wanyonyi, the chair, that formula collapsed in the Senate 12 times until Papa Oroma chaired the committee, co-chairing with the new governor of Nairobi, Senator Sakaja. That is when we unlocked it. Many, many people, very senior, were firm believers in 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote. And we said, you know, if you go that way, there are also alternative thoughts. And you people came up with, I don't know, 1 kilometer, 1 something. And we said, that is not the way to go. Let's rationalize and see. And through that formula, counties like Wajir were getting an additional 3-something billion. Mandera. Lamu was losing money, we gave them more money. Everybody gained. And we want CRA to help correct the historical imbalances in this country. Finally, on the equalization fund, because I heard you mention it. Those of you who are in Naivasha, Kainan, you know, equalization fund was time-bound, 20 years. It was to go to marginalized counties. In the north, you remember. And it was to focus on only 3 items: health, roads, and water. Those were the 3. I don't know if electricity was among them, but it was health, roads, and water. Then members of parliament distorted it. And they went and used a magnifying glass to see marginalized areas even in Nairobi, to see marginalized areas even in Kiambu, to see marginalized areas everywhere. And we ended up with the marginalized areas in each and every of the 47 counties. So the constitutional foundation of Equalization Fund completely lost meaning. Completely. That's not what it was meant to be. But that is now what we have. So if you want me to help release the money, it will be released in the form you members of parliament decided. That the binoculars and the magnifying glass will work everywhere. Even in Bungoma, we have marginalized areas. And we have an allocation, I think we got an allocation of 450 million. And many others. So members of parliament, again, when you've said you are 103, you can caucus. You know, parliament is not about railroading anybody. It's give and take. You sit and talk. You want us to help you on coffee? Yes. Help us on equalization. You want us to help you on tea? Yes. Help us on livestock. You want us to help you on sugar? Yes. Help us on water. That is how parliaments work all over the world. And this I'll be able to help you, arrange you, niwapange, musikizane. Mukitaka kwenda mahali muketi muongee, nitawasaidia, nitawapa resources, muende msungumuze, ili musaidie wananchi wa Kenya. The reason we are a nation is because when you are sitting here in Wajir, ukisikia mtu amezama Lake Victoria, mvuvi, you feel the pain as if it is your sister. Ukiwa kule Bungoma, ukisikia mtu amepigwa risasi Mandera, you feel the pain as if you are there. But when you read in the news that Damascus has fallen, you just read and flip it over because you don't have a close affinity with that country. But here, we are brothers and we must be each other's keeper, regardless of where we come from, our ethnicity, our age band, whatever. Thank you very much for listening to me. Allow me now the opportunity, the privilege, and the responsibility to declare this conference officially opened. And also give you the assurance from His Excellency the President that he will be here with you day after tomorrow, so that you can also be able to extract from the horse's mouth what you want and be able to speak with one voice, be able to minimize your differences and amplify your unity. Minimize your differences, amplify your focus, and that way you'll get what you want. May God bless you, na tuwe wa Kenya wazuri, wa kutii sheria, kusupport rais wetu, na kusupport agenda ya kubadilisha nchi yetu. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The Right Honorable Speaker, the leaders asked what it is that they can do for Right Honorable Speaker really, and they said nothing, just other than saying thank you. But they said they want to dress you as one of them, to recognize you as a pastoralist elder. Good. So our chair of FCDC and chair of the PPG will do that on our behalf.
walaalnii wadda ku ahaato wax weeyaan aad u fiican weliba sii qurux badnaato markii la isweyshanaayo wax weydiintiyo ogaalka wax sheegiyo talada fiican walaalnima buuxda weeye walaalnimadiyo wanaagu inay wadda ku ahaato wax weeyaan aad u fiican markii la isweyshanaayo wax weydiintiyo ogaalka wax sheegiyo talada fiican walaalnima buuxda weeye.
Na unajua iko mama anatoka hapa Wajia anaitwa Mama Nasra Sahal, mnamjua? Yes, yeye ndiye mwenyekiti wa taasisi ya maji Northern Kenya, na nitamwambia pia amsaidie kwa mambo ya maji.
Thank you.
Yes. Good.
Thank you. Now dinner is served, I think, yeah?
One was great tomorrow. We had laid here. We'll start at 9:30.
Yes. Okay. 9:30.
wax la isugu taray
yeah. Yes.
Just go back to first. Just go back to the seats. Yeah. And then I'll then tomorrow. We'll start at 9:30.
Okay, sasa. Asanteni sana, asante sana Spika wa bunge letu la 13 Mheshimiwa Wetangula kwa kutupatia hotuba nzito na hotuba ambayo na hotuba ambayo kwa kweli ilikuwa na wingi wa busara. Kwa kifupi ni kwamba inshallah kwanza wacha tumpatie muda kidogo Spika amalize kusalimiana na wapendwa wake wa hapa Wajia, halafu ndio tutaangalia mambo ya chakula. Kwanza kabisa sawa, that's beautiful. Now Mheshimiwa Governor wetu, jamani naomba tusikilizane kidogo, umewadia wakati wa msosi. Ningemuomba Governor wetu wa hapa Wajia amuongoze mgeni wetu wa heshima Spika wa bunge kuja upande huu to this side so that you can have some food, please. Mr. Speaker, sir, tafadhali. And then baada ya hiyo meza katikati itafuata hii meza hapa pamoja na ile meza kule ya wale wazito ambao wako huko akiwemo Ali Roba, senator wetu. Yeah, and tomorrow the program starts at 9:30 to be exact. And please, as we take food, if you have any presentation to make, if you have any presentation to kweli. If you have any presentation to make, we will flash an email here. Please make your presentation here. Control booth, can I have that email over there? Yeah. Stations za chakula ziko nyingi, tunaweza enda upande huo pia, lakini ningependa tuwapatie nafasi wazee. Haya, this is enough from this side. This is enough, please. Ya igendo na Yahya ndo atanipeleka. Yahya unajua kwa Jajo?
MC ni Evelyn, anaitwa Evelyn.
Nani?
Huyu
Oh, okay, yeah. Now, as we await to get served, yes. I know. As we await to get served, I think my stint ends tonight. Tomorrow, when the serious stuff starts, she's going to be our moderator. Welcome. Evelyn, this is going to be our moderator. Evelyn, please, karibu. Or the MC.
Good evening, everyone. I know we all need to eat, but just by protocol, all protocols observed, just to highlight about tomorrow as we prepare, please take note the program starts at 9 a.m. Program itaanza saa 3 ya asubuhi. Najua tumechelewa. Program will start at 9 a.m. Please take note of that. Secondly, ningeomba wale ambao wanatusaidia waweze kuproject the logos ya wale ambao wametusupport kwa hii summit, that we must be able to recognize the support of our partners, starting with the Christensen Fund, USAID, KUZA, Swiss Development Corporation, WWF Kenya, Agence Française de Développement, Netherlands Embassy, NDMA, European Union, FAO, Mexico, the Aga Khan University, Northern Kenya Rangelands Carbon Project, NACONET, NAMATI, Interpeace, Austrian Development Agency, UNICEF, Solar Safer World, WFP, CodeAid, GIZ, Millennium Water Alliance, Jamil Observatory, Africa Social Development Focus, GOGLA, SolarGen, and Islamic Relief, but all the partners also represented in the room. As I say, the program will start at 9. We will have 2 plenary sessions, one featuring ending drought. The second one will also address issues of development financing, pastoralism areas where we all, most of us come from. There will also be breakout sessions, that there will be 6 of them, and these breakout sessions will feature expert presentations and panelist discussions. Please take note, there will be a breakout session on peace and security, and scoring what our right honorable speaker talked about, pastoralism and livestock sector development. There will be a session also about community land rights, protection of the environment and natural resource management. There will be a session on gender, youth, and emerging issues. There will also be a session about improving human capital and social basic services, including education, health, and water. There will be also another session about bridging the infrastructure, which is also what our speaker spoke about, looking at opportunities to be able to address and accelerate development for resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, each of those sessions will feature discussions, but also will develop our commitments in terms of what are our resolutions, what are our asks to the government and other stakeholders, including policymakers, and what do we need to do differently. I take this time on behalf of the organizers to say thank you for this evening. I hope you enjoy your dinner, and see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow will be the most engaging time that we're going to have to define the value of our being here, just the way we've done it this evening. Thank you very much, and good evening.
Wajir is very secure. Wajir is the land for meat and milk. Our meat, we call it Nyiri Nyiri. I want to take this opportunity to welcome the delegates that are coming for the 4th Pastoralist Leadership Summit. I equally want to take this opportunity to welcome the President, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the Speaker of the National Assembly, and all the stakeholders who are going to be part of this group. You will get to experience the diverse culture of our community. Karibuni Wajir.
Journey to the heart of Kenya's pastoralist regions, where resilience meets heritage. From the vast landscapes of Wajir to the vibrant cultures of pastoralists across Kenya and the region, Join us for the 4th Pastoralist Leadership Summit in Wajir.
I want to take this opportunity to welcome all invited guests, regional leaders,